What's up, people? What's up? It's Fire Phoenix. I know I've been missing a couple of days, but I'm back. I had to deal with some knee trouble, but I'm back. Instead of doing a missing persons today, I plan on doing one of my cold cases, which is actually I enjoy doing. I don't know why it's not showing on my lot. There we go. Give me just a second, guys. I gotta fix this real quick. Hey, Wolf. Yeah, Wolf, welcome. I'm doing a cold case file today, Wolf. This is going to be interesting. I'm doing something called, this is from a, hold on. Why this ain't wanting me to, there we go. There, there, there. I know. But you know what I've been having to deal with? Okay. This is the good one. This is actually a case back in the 1950s that has never been solved. And I'm going to do this real quick. To me it is. This actually takes place in Pennsylvania. This case is in Philadelphia, though, Pennsylvania. I'm wanting to get the poster. There we go. Mark that poster. Okay, that's good. I'm good there. Okay. Now, welcome to everybody that's watching. Please come in and just have a seat. This is going to be an interesting case. This is called The Boy in the Box. Now, I'm going to find my file that I need. I'm going to show you the little boy that was in the box. Thank you, Wolf. Okay. Let me find it here. I hate finding a picture on a computer. It's one that you need. I don't. Oh, I think I know where I put it. Let me see here. I'll do it this way. That way I won't mess up here. Okay. Oh, no, that's not it either. The same thing I'm reading. But anyway, find him. I know he's here. I know I just done it. Go to my downloads here. Oh. Anyway, I'll put his picture up there. Give me a second, I'll get his picture up. Okay, since that's downloading, yeah, come and have a. It is. It's all okay. There we go. But I don't want it that big. Size, resize. Don't need that either. Mhm. Got it. Here we go. Share my screen, my window. It's actually, oops, that little boy right there. All about him. Now, I'm going to read something. It says that in the boy in the box is the name given to an unidentified murder victim, a 46-year-old boy whose naked, battered body was found in a bassinet box in the Fox Chase section of Philadelphia. Now, face uh, the section I'm talking about is, I'll put it up here shortly, right here. See where it says Fox Chase right there? That's the section it was found in in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on February 25th of 1957. He is also commonly called America's Unknown Child. His identity has never been discovered and the case remains open. Now, when they discovered the body, which is interesting, when they discovered the body on the in February of 57, the boy's hair, body, well, let me start over, and then in a while. On February 1957, the boy's body, wrapped in a plaid blanket, was found in the woods off of Susquehanna Road in Fox Chase, Philadelphia. The naked body was inside a cardboard box, which had once contained a bassinet of the kind sold by J.C. Penney. The boy's hair has been recently cropped, possibly after death, as clumps of hair clung to the body, as well as little scars on the ankle and groin area, and an L-shaped scar under the chin. The body was first discovered by John Stallwack, a young man traps at the time. Fearing the body of a rabbit running into the underbush, knowing that there were an animal traps in there, he stopped his car to investigate and discover the body. Guthrum, like Sтерwack, was reluctant to have any contact with the police. Mary Jane, hey babe, I like the icon. Now, yeah, back like the icon. Now, let's go on to the investigation. The same year, the dead boy's fingerprints were taken, and the police at first were optimistic that they would soon be identified who he was. However, no one ever came forward with any useful information. Now that's sad. The case attracted massive media attention in Philadelphia and in the Delaware Valley. The Philadelphia Inquirer printed 400,000 flyers, which I'm going to show you one of them. There you go. All right. Let me get one of the flyers. I think I remember where it is. One of the flyers should be in pictures. Okay. I'll put this away here. Okay, this is the new flyer that they was putting out. Okay. Now that's the flyer. If you notice, it has a hat. I believe that's what that is. A man's cap. Size 7.5 there. It also has the blanket that was wrapped up in there. And that's sad. That's sad. You know, continue reading. The flyers depicting the boy's likeness, which were sent out and posted across the area and were included with every gas bill in Philadelphia. So everybody got one. That's what I wish they ought to do now with the missing people. The crime scene was combed over and over again by 270 police academy recruits who discovered a man's blue corduroy cap, which is shown in the picture. Of course, it's black and white. You can't tell it's blue, but the child's scarf and a man's white handkerchief with the letter G in the corner. All clues that led up to nowhere. But the police also distributed a post-mortem photograph of the boy fully dressed and in seated position. I'm not going to show that there because that would be too gruesome. But there's a picture of him there where they found him. Okay. See here. As he may have looked in life, in the hope that it may lead to a clue. Despite the publicity and the sporadic interest throughout the years, the boy's identity still remained unknown. The case remains unsolved to this very day. This very day. It is Wolf. It is. Babe's in here, Wolf. I think that's Babe. Okay. Now, on March 21st, 2016, the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children released a forensic facial reconstruction of the victim and added him to the database. That was a picture I showed at the beginning. uh, The case, let's see here. In August 2018, Barbara Ray Venter, a genealogist who helped to identify the Golden State Killer, used DNA profiling technique. Said that she was using the same method to try to find the identity of the boy in the box. Amateur groups that use online databases such as the Dole Network and Web Sleuth also tried to solve this identity. Now let's go over a few theories. Let's go over a few theories. Hey, you changed your picture. Okay, you're good. Okay. Many tips and theories have been advanced in the case. Although most of these have been dismissed, two theories have generated considerable interest among the police and media, and they have been extensively investigated. Let's talk about the foster home. This theory concerns a foster home that was located approximately 1.5 miles from the site of the body. Okay, I've never seen a foster home there, but that's been years ago. Okay, in 1960, Remington Bristow, an employee of the medical examiner's office who doggedly pursued the case until his death in 1993, contacted the New Jersey psychic, who told him to look for a house that matched the foster home. Okay, when the psychic was brought to the Philadelphia Discovery site, she led Bristow directly to the foster home, which is interesting. Upon attending the, putting the picture back up there. There he is. Nope, that's not it. Put his little picture back on there. Here we go. Okay. This is the person we're talking about, babe. No, they never solved it. They have never solved it. Crap, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. I done the wrong one. Hold on, y'all. I'm telling you, it's been a while. Here we go. Now, babe, that's the little boy right there. No, they gonna keep. I agree, babe. I think so. I'm not. No, I don't think so, Wolf. I don't think this. That's what I think. They're still trying to solve it to this day. Uh, let's see. Upon attending the estate sale at the foster home, Bristow discovered a bassinet similar to the one sold at J.C. Penney. He also discovered blankets hanging on the clothesline that was similar to the one in which the body was covered when they discovered him. Bristow believed that the boy had belonged to the stepdaughter of the man who ran the foster home, and that they had disposed of his body so the stepdaughter would not have been exposed to be an unwed mother. He theorized that the boy's death had been an accident. I don't think so. I don't think so. Do you, babe? Oh man, that's cool. Uh, Despite the circumstantial evidence, the police were not able to find many definite links between the boy in the box and the Foster family. In 1998, Philadelphia Police Lieutenant Thomas Augustine, who was in charge of the investigation, and several members of the Badwalk Society, which is a group of retirement police officers and profilers, interviewed the foster father and the stepdaughter, whom he had married. The foster home investigation was closed. Wow. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I can't. It makes the woman, let's talk about the woman. I think it's known as Martha or M. Another theory was brought forward in February of 2002 by the woman identified only as Martha. The police considered Martha's story to be plausible, but were troubled by her testimony as she had a history of mental illness. Now, I don't know who this Martha is. Does anybody know her name? Anybody know the last name? I have no clue. None. Okay. Now, M claimed that her abusive mother had purchased the unknown boy whose name was Jonathan. Okay. From his birth parents in the summer of 1954. I don't know if that's him. Subsequently, the boy was subjected to extreme physical and sexual abuse for 2.5 years. Then people should have been shot. Point blank, they should have been shot. Wow. Okay. Continue on here. One evening at dinner, the boy vomited up his meal of baked beans and was given a severe beating with his head slammed against the floor until he was semi-conscious. That young. Over baked beans. How ridiculous. He was given a bath during which he had died. Okay. Thank you, Wolf. He kind of be a witness, but I didn't think he was still on the table to witness. Wow, really, babe? That's weird. Okay. Now, these details match the information known only to the police, as the coroner has found that the boy's stomach contained the remains of baked beans and that his fingers were water wrinkled. M's mother cut the boy's distinctive long hair, don't know why, in an effort to conceal his identity. But even with his hair cut off, wouldn't they still know who it was? That's one thing I can't figure out. Okay. M's mother forced M, I'm going to call her Martha, to assist her in dumping the boy's body in the Fox case area. Martha said that they were preparing to remove the boy's body from the trunk of a car. A passing male motorist pulled up alongside to inquire whether they need help. Martha was ordered to stand in front of the car's license plate to shield it from view, while the mother convinced the would-be Good Samaritan that there was no problem. Oh, they're mean. Uh-uh. The man eventually drove off. The story corroborated confidential testimony given by the male witness in 1957, who said that the body had been placed in a box previously discarded at the scene. In spite of the outward plausibility of Martha's confession, police were unable to verify the story. Neighbors who had access to Martha's house during the study time period denied that there had even been a young boy living there and dismissed Martha's claim as ridiculous. That's what throws me off. Okay, that's what throws me off. Okay, if Martha had that much mental health, shouldn't she be? Oh, I know. Babe, this is interesting. I didn't know you knew about it. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to read about the other theories. The burial. Okay, I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to ask questions. The boy in the box was originally buried in a potter's field in 1998. Oops, I'm sorry. In 1998, his body was exhumed for the purpose of extracting DNA, which was obtained from enamel from a tooth. He was reburied at Ivy Hill Cemetery in Cedarbrook, Philadelphia, which donated a large plot. A coffin, a headstone, and funeral service were donated by the son of the man who had buried the boy in 1957. There was a specific public attendance and media coverage at the burial. The grave has a large headstone bearing the words America's Unknown Child. City residents keep the grave decorated with flowers and stuffed animals. Now, what I'm wondering, now this is me. What I'm wondering is, why didn't more people follow that story? I mean, it makes you wonder. It makes you, to me, it makes me mad. Because I ain't gonna lie, I I got nephews here. Why would they consider doing that to a little boy just because he couldn't eat baked beans? Really? I've known people that can't eat squash. I've known people that can't eat any, other things. But that makes no sense right there. Why? I don't know, Wolf. Bay, is there a movie based on this case? Let me let me do something real quick. It's sad. It is really, really sad. But I'm going to play some of this documentary. I know I may get struck on it, but I don't own nothing about this documentary. I'm using Fair Use Act, so I hope it works. Let's do this thing. Okay, what's this going? Here, here, share screen, share auto. Okay. I hope y'all can hear it.
When authorities arrived on February 25, 1957, they found that the naked body was that of a boy between the ages of 4 and 6 years old, but small for his age and displaying signs of severe malnourishment. His hair had been hastily, closely cropped
Look at
into
that.
a sort of bowl-style cut, possibly just before or after death, as there had been clumps of hair still clinging to his body. The body was covered with bruises as if he had been severely beaten, but yet had been carefully, almost lovingly arranged in the box with his arms gently folded over
Welcome,
his
I am Wrath.
chest. Further examination of the body
Cool.
turned up some interesting
Cool.
clues. His fingernails had been carefully trimmed, and his hands and feet showed evidence that the body had been submerged in water for a long period of time, either just before or after the death, perhaps because he had been bathed. An examination of his eyes found that he had possibly suffered from chronic eye ailment of some sort. On the boy's ankle and groin had been scars and indications of having undergone surgery, and he had another scar under his chin.
Wow.
Medical examination would find that he had eaten approximately 2 to 3 hours before he died, and in his esophagus was found a dark brown, unidentified
That's
residue,
good.
thought to have been perhaps vomit. The cause of death was determined to be possibly from multiple severe blows to the head, but this is not certain. And the body was estimated to have been out in the woods anywhere from 3 days to 2 weeks. It was difficult to determine an exact time due to the weather having been extremely cold. The crime scene itself held clues as well. The box was from the department store J.C. Penney and had been meant to hold a bassinet. The investigators found it promising that the box still had the
I wonder where they got
manufacturer's
these pictures.
serial number visible
I would
upon
love to
it,
have
meaning
pictures
that they
like
could
this.
find out the exact shipment that it had come from. Additionally, there was even the address of J.C. Penney's that it had been bought at, which had been located only about 15 miles away. Not too
Wow.
far away from where the box had been dumped, there also was found a cap with a distinguished leather strap and buckle. The boy's fingerprints had been taken, pictures were heavily circulated, and authorities thought that they would quickly get to the bottom of the crime, but they would be proven wrong. The box turned out to be one of 12 bassinets sold to the store.
Yep.
Records in the purchasers had not been kept as they had paid in cash. 8 of the buyers would eventually come forward after reading about the case in the news, and all of them had either thrown away their boxes or kept them to store things in at their home. The other four buyers had remained unknown. A cab that had been found had also led to a dead end. Even though it had been traced to a store run by Hannah Robbins, and despite the fact that she had distinctly remembered a man who had bought it, the payment had been made in cash and none of his information had been taken. Authorities had painstakingly gone door to door to every shop in town with pictures of the boy and the cap, but no one could recall even having seen either. The boy himself would prove to be the most frustrating and mysterious of all. His fingerprints were ran through hospital records and extensive databases, but did not come back with a single result. It was also found that no one had any record of a missing child fitting the description of what the media was calling the boy in the box. And despite hundreds of thousands of flyers and
Yeah.
notices sent out nationwide, as well as countless law enforcement bulletins, including the FBI law enforcement bulletin, no one had come forward who knew about the boy. No family, no friends, no doctors, no one. Orphanages all over the country were also
How did not
approached,
know
but
they
none
not
of them
know
had
he was
any
missing?
information or knowledge about the boy as well. The American Medical Association passed out details on the boy's surgical scars in the hopes that a doctor somewhere may know him, but no one would come forward. Frustrated, authorities even went as far as to widely circulate photos of the boy fully dressed and in a sitting position to make him look more lifelike, but there was still nothing. Authorities did everything humanly possible to track down
Wow.
any hint of who the boy could be, and came up empty handed every time. Some possible leads trickled in, but none of them led anywhere. And with the total anonymity of the boy, and with the lack of any records whatsoever, it was as if he never existed at all. It was totally baffling, as surely someone must have known him, and there must have been a
Exactly.
worried parent or playmate out there who
Well,
would have seen all of the media attention, but there was nothing at all. The boy was a complete cipher, as was whoever had killed him. It wasn't even known exactly how he died. The only person questioned on the crime was Frederick Benosis, the second person who had discovered the box, but he was soon cleared and released. With nothing to go on and the case unsolved, the mysterious boy was buried in Potter's Field on January 24th, 1957,
wow.
with money gathered together by various detectives
I
on
know,
the
Wolf.
puzzling case.
I
The
know.
boy's simple gravestone read, Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy. February 25th, 1957. Although the case was officially closed cold, there were some detectives and
Really? Time
investigators who
out.
refused to let
Wow.
it go,
Was it Martha?
becoming somewhat obsessed even, determined to get to the bottom of the mystery. Every possible clue had been pored over, and there were even
Was it
psychics
him?
brought in to work on it, but it was futile, with no new answers forming out of the clouds of questions orbiting the case. Some possible leads did sporadically come about. One initially promising lead was a foster home just 1.5 miles
There's that
from where the
foster home
body
I
was
was telling you
discovered,
about.
which was pointed out by a psychic that had been brought in out of desperation by medical examiner Remington Bristow, who had become one of the most tireless investigators on the case. At this foster home was discovered a bassinet of some type that could have been from the discovered JCPenney box that the boy had been found in, along with several blankets that were reminiscent of the one that the dead boy had been found wrapped in.
Wow.
Bristow suspected that the boy was living there and had been killed by someone in the home, possibly even the owner, Arthur Nicoletti, either intentionally or accidentally. But there was no concrete evidence to show that the home
Yep, they
had
said
even
she had
had the
mental
boy
health
in the
problems. I
first
don't think she
place,
did.
and certainly nothing solid to link them to the crime. On November 3rd, in 1998, the boy's body was eventually controversially exhumed in order to extract DNA in hopes that modern technology could shed some light on the case. But this also led nowhere, and the body was reinterred in November 11th, 1988, at the Ivy Hill Cemetery in Cedar Brook, Philadelphia, on a
I like that
donated
marker.
plot, and with the headstone reading America's Unknown Child. Another theory came forward in 2002 when a woman from Cincinnati, Ohio, only known as M,
See, that was
claimed
her,
that she
wasn't
had known what had
Raph?
happened to the mysterious boy. In a disturbing testimony, M claims that in 1954 her mother had purchased the boy from his parents for cash, after
Why?
which he had been
Buy something,
subject to
kid.
horrific physical, psychological, and sexual abuse. According to M, her
And
abusive
who?
mother would frequently beat him and had accidentally killed the boy, who they had named Jonathan. All of this would occur in a fit of rage by smashing his head into the floor after he had thrown up in the bathtub. Since the story seemed to fit so well with the evidence and details at hand, but became suspicious when it came light that the woman making the claims had had a history of mental problems, considering that there was also no hard evidence corroborating the story either, along with denials from the woman's neighbor that such a thing had even happened. The lead was eventually dropped. However, over the
Okay.
years since, there have been occasional new leads that have turned up from time to time, but so far
I
none of them
know.
had led to any
You're right,
real
Raph. He
answers
never had a
upon this
chance.
mysterious and most baffling
Never
case.
had a chance.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell if
Do me a favor, guys. Subscribe to his channel. That was really good reporting. Subscribe to his channel if you can. Well, guys, I hate to, but that's it for today. Before I get too mad, I appreciate every single one of y'all coming in. Appreciate y'all watching this with me. If you get a chance, like it, share it out, tell people about the channel. I will see y'all next time.